You can. And this is how. So you need to set up your day like you are going to a regular job. You need to have a plan and a schedule. This is why, like, one of the first things I go through with my students is their calendar. I want to see, where are you spending your time? And are you truly honoring your calendar? Are you actually intentional about the appointments that you put on there? Or are you just kind of playing around and like, oh, yeah, this is Legion time? And like, you don't really honor it. You don't really have that appointment with yourself. So if that's you, I'm going to ask you to stop. You're not going to fall in love with this business until you truly treat it like a business. Why? Because you will be on that constant hamster wheel and you're going to feel burned out because things aren't going to go the way you want them to go. If you don't have a repeatable system that you are following day in and day out, and have a process that you're taking your clients through, both buyers and sellers, where you're not forgetting little things, holes aren't being missed, right? That's when I feel most of us have that issue, is when things aren't going as we plan. We get burned out when people are upset. Most of the time, that's because we've bypassed our plan in some way, or we took a listing that we shouldn't have, or we started working with a buyer that we shouldn't have. You have to have your own boundaries set up in place so that you know who you will work with, how you will work with them, and what you're going to deliver to them. It's just as much of a boundary for them as it is for you. So that is my biggest advice here to you to fall in love with your business, is to have a start time and an end time, to develop repeatable systems that you can repeat daily. So that's going to include things like, okay, this is how I post. This is how and when maybe you post on your social media so you can attract a business. These are the people that I call to get business. So your lead generation time, maybe that's your past clients. Maybe it's circle prospecting for you. Maybe it's being involved in the community. Every business looks different, and that's what's beautiful about this real estate world, is we can all set up our businesses with something that's true and authentic for ourselves. So something that I'm really big about here at Mega Moms is helping you set your business up. I really would call us more of business coaches. That is what we do. That is our specialty. We are here to help you create that system and structure so that you understand what you're doing. Now, as far as the marketing goes and the lead gen and the scripts, we do have resources for you on those, but there are so many out there. So my advice to my clients is always pick 2, pick 3, and then marry that for the year. Don't deviate. Come back to the basic business principles that we teach, and then you can fill it in and kind of add on these other layers as icing on the cake, if you will. Because you're going to have something that works in your market that's different than works in another market. Big cities versus little cities, or rural communities, or whatever. Like we all have different things that work for us. But the principle remains the same. You have to be consistent. Whatever you decide to do, be consistent. Put it on your calendar. Do it day in, day out. That will help you understand, is it working? Are you tracking the right things to know if it's working? How do you know it's working or not? Right? Just because you don't have a closing right that month doesn't mean that lead gen process or system that you've developed isn't working. Some lead gen processes, like farming, for example, may take 6 months, 9 months to a year to see a payoff. But if you give up in month 1 or month 3, then you've just totally wasted your money. It's gone down the drain, right? So those are things that I want you to consider when falling in love with your business and setting your real estate business back up. Those are really the biggest things here. I just want you to remember, if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't have a plan, that's what I go back to. Anytime I feel burned out or unsure or insecure, what makes me feel better is to go back to a piece of paper or an Excel spreadsheet and type it out and create my plan, knowing my numbers, knowing where my money's going. Am I getting a return on my investment? Am I going on enough appointments? I've said this so many times, but it bears repeating. If you don't know how many phone calls you have to make in a week to get so many connections, to get so many appointments, to get so many transactions for the year, then you really don't understand your business. And that's something we can help you with. We have a calculator for that. We have a whole program and a whole we call it business in a box that we've developed that really helps you build your business. Hey, by the way, that's what we do, right? We're business coaches for real estate agents. And so if you don't know, then please reach out to me. I can help you with that. But it's really simple. If I want to close 100 a year, which is my goal, that's kind of my typical number, I need to go on 3 to 7 appointments. Could be listing, could be buyers, it doesn't matter. I have a mix. And so 3 to 7 appointments every week. Now you're asking where are those appointments coming from? I have my lead gen sources. 70% of my, and this is why I know my business, right? And I'm encouraging you to know 70% of my business comes from my past clients, repeat and referral business. We generate those by staying in touch with our past clients through a very specific 52 touch plan. So we're in touch with our past clients a ton. And then the rest of it comes from other lead sources like social media. And then we also do some farming. So those right now are our primary sources. Of course, we rank high on Google. Been doing this a while, and I have some great SEO on there. And then we get some sign calls and things like that. So we have some miscellaneous stuff. But that's where my business comes from. And that's how, if we're consistent on our pillars of business, then I will go on that many appointments every week, 3 to 7. If you can't explain your business to me like that, if you don't have like a very concise, this is how many I need, this is where my business is coming from, this is how I'm getting it, let me know because I can help you develop that. That will take out the burnout. That will take out the overwhelm when you truly understand. I really believe most agents out there that are feeling this burnout, it's not because you're spread too thin or because this business is too hard. It's because you don't understand your business. Because if you understood it better, you would be able to be more efficient with your time.